And we are here with our guest, Jo Firestone. Jo, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so glad this started when it did.
Yes.
Yeah, right on time, one might
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Jo, we're really pumped to have you on. We know that you classically dislike reality television.
Don't put that on me.
Well, I think you put it on yourself. I think that you have said you don't like it. Tell us about your relationship with reality TV.
I don't like the music.
Oh, that's the issue.
Interesting.
Well, there's one part of reality TV that's like ding 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 ding, and it's so stupid, and I don't understand why we listen to that music and accept it.
Are you talking about tension building? Is that something that bothers you? Okay.
And then also when they're having a good time music.
Like
yeah, but also that it's like and it's some kind of musician singing, but no one will ever hear them. Okay, I think that what I don't like is seeing people eating bugs and people crying. Okay, so as long as people aren't crying and eating bugs, I'm there for it.
Now, we know you liked Encore. You got into Encore on our suggestion. Go ahead and credit us for that.
Yeah, credit you, because you know what? There's no one eating bugs on that show. And
yeah, but didn't you find Encore like a teeny bit sad? Like a little bit?
Yes, of course. Yes.
It's kind of like the eating bugs of people who can't forget about high school. Do you know what I mean? It's like
that is true.
Encore. It's like there's few people who are like, yeah, I'm like a cop now. But like I'll go on there and see if I could still sing. And then there's like two people who are like, I've been sitting and waiting for Disney Plus to be invented so that I could go back to my high school gymnasium and play sing Putting on the Ritz in front of my fiance and his stepson or whatever.
Did you see the Chelsko episode? Do you know who Chelsko is? Is Chelsko on your radar?
The voiceover artist?
No, not a voice. Does Chelsko credit herself as a voiceover artist?
Probably.
The musician. The hot musician.
She is a musician.
She's a singer.
Yes.
And she's always wearing the wrong outfit.
Her friends were like, Chelsea, nice to see you again. And she's like, it's Chelsko. I'm a brand.
I'm a Chelsko now.
Chelsko moved to Connecticut, by the way.
What?
Really?
Yeah, she moved to Connecticut to live with her college roommate.
Wait, Jo, what did you say about Chelsko?
I said she had a lot of followers. Do you feel something?
They are bought. They were bought because I don't understand what else is going on her Instagram, because I go on there and her Twitter, mainly her Instagram. She's got like 900,000 followers, 90,000, some huge number, but only 20 people like her. Okay, you know what? I'm going to look right now.
No.
Only like 20 people like her photos. There's no interaction. Okay,
Stop yelling over our guest about Chelsea.
I'm all worked up.
Listen, I'm glad that you liked it. Ashley bailed on it. She could not watch it because it got her too sad.
It made me cry every episode.
Why did it make you cry sadness? I think it's really a happy show. And in fact, I was having the time of my life. I was doing that thing, you know, when you get lost and you end up scratching your teeth.
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh, wait a minute, huh?
Like that?
Oh, you mean like this? You're like.
Yeah, yes, that. That.
Oh, yeah, then I know.
Yeah, exactly. I was getting lost in it, scratching my teeth so hard, I almost bled. I was so into it.
Wow. Well, it sounds like for your gums' sake, it's good you quit watching it.
I watched 3 episodes, and I find that one thing that bothers me is that why did they label that woman the weird girl? Well, she's not that weird. The weirdest part about her is how often she refers to herself as the weird girl and all her family. I mean, that dad, though. Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We don't know what episode you're talking about, but it could sort of fit into everyone.
But yeah, I feel like there was a weird girl every episode. I mean,
she's not weird. She's just like, everyone's like, Elizabeth is such a weirdo. And then Elizabeth's like, I'm a weirdo. And then they're like, she's normal. She's got she's an account executive.
Oh, well, that's not very weird.
She just dyes her hair red.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a little fringy.
That's freaky.
It's on the fringe.
Nah.
Disagree. So, I mean, we're not here really to talk about this show. Although I'm curious, did you like the show because you were part of theater? Is that what you liked?
Encore.
Married at First Sight?
Oh, wait, are we not still talking about Encore?
What show are we talking about?
Where is the weird girl with red hair? It's the girl on Married at First Sight. Now I know what you're talking about.
Now I got you.
Was it odd when you were telling us about that and Ashley were like, we didn't watch that episode. Anyway, well, let's talk about something else. That must have felt so weird, Jo.
It did feel weird.
You're all the weird girl right now. God, dye my hair red and call me annoying. Yes, you're right. Let's just jump in. Why did I try to continue the encore conversation? Probably because I really loved that show.
Okay, first impressions, Married at Sight. They open up, right? This is the first episode. We're talking about the first episode of season 9, which is filmed in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah. And they open it up with giving us
like a hell of a town.
Hey, Ashley's family's from there.
No one in my family's from there, but they do live there. Yeah.
Okay. It looks like a hell of a town.
It's not great. It's not great. And I will say that anytime someone who is from New York or New Jersey moves to North Carolina, they're always like, yeah, I'm moving to Charlotte. That's where everyone moves to from out of state.
It's like the metropolitan area.
Mm-hmm. And it sucks.
The tuck store, the tuck store officially endorsed by the television show has 4 tuxes total.
Wow.
What kind of town is this?
Did we see that on the first?
Yeah, you see, I watched 3 episodes. Okay, now.
Oh, good.
Okay, and I've seen a lot of where it goes, and I got an issue with it.
Good.
I think this show should be 16 minutes long.
Well, the second episode was an hour and 20 minutes. You sat through that?
I think it was 2 hours. It was so long. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is an hour. No, an hour and 20 minutes is 2 hours.
No, 120 minutes is 2 hours.
Thank you so much. Okay,
an hour and 20 minutes is
an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's 80 minutes.
It's 80 minutes.
80 minutes.
That's actually edited as well.
Okay, so it opens up this first episode and it's like, this is what the show's about. We've had 6 successful marriages, 4 babies have come out of this show. Dr. Pepper Shorts. Dr. Pepper Shorts.
Wait, if you were a name Pepper Schwartz and you became a doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, you wouldn't go by Dr. Pepper, would you?
I love her.
She's also like
Sprite Firestone, and I went by Sprite.
You should. I think that's a great idea.
Well, Dr. Pepper Schwartz, first of all, I must have not been paying attention in the very beginning. This is season 9 that is on Netflix that we started with. But like, is she a doctor of sass? Like, what is she a doctor of? She just goes in their houses and like looks at their underwear and is like,
I do not like her touching the underwear. I thought that was too much.
Yeah, it would cross the line. That's for sure.
But it made me wonder what kind of trash person I'd be set up with if she saw my house.
That's true. Sure. Yeah. She would come in. Do you think she's basing a lot off of the house though? I always thought it was like the house is just like, we could see this person has furniture, so they're not a psychopath.
Well, she's like, we really like it. The house shows us what these people aren't telling us. And I know for a fact, Jo likes to make little miniature foods out of Play-Doh. And I think Dr. Pepper Schwartz would have a lot to say about that.
No. First of all, I want to ask you, because you're supposedly engaged. Did you have similar housing situations before you got together?
No, wildly different.
It's very different.
Very different.
Well, no, not that bad.
You were living on a futon in someone's kitchen, and I had a giant room.
Ashley, I told you never to bring that up.
With beautiful windows in Greenpoint.
Yeah, and a place that we had to systematically go through all of your clothes in your closet because they all smelled. All right. So
what does that have to do with
I'm just saying we all have our things.
That's just because I wasn't wearing deodorant.
To teach Ashley about deodorant.
That has nothing to do.
You really shouldn't put your clothes away sweaty because that's how you get moths.
Oh, and Ashley loves moths. She gets them all the time.
That's not how you get moths.
How many times have we had moths?
No, you gotta get little cedar blocks. $16.
Yeah, they don't really do much. But listen, I've been dealing with moths my whole life.
All right, this is getting away from.
They're not born from sweaty clothes. There have to be like moth eggs that get involved somehow.
That's not what I heard from Jo.
Yeah, no, what I heard.
Well, listen, I don't mean to pick on Ashley and the fact that all her clothes smelled when I met her.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with our living situation.
No, she's now look at her. She
with
smells
my politics
great.
At the time.
Now look at her. She smells great.
She does smell great. Look at her.
I don't know.
So Jo, okay, let's get into it here.
Yeah. So you hear the show's premise, okay? First 2 minutes, they're like, this is what the show's about. What are your initial thoughts?
I feel bad for the thousands of people that do not get selected. That is hard.
Really?
And I think what they should do is show a mixer where all the other people that want to get married really fast get to go to and meet each other.
So you're saying there should be some runoff. They should deal with the runoff by putting them in a room and having them chit chat.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, all of them are so attractive. Now, I always think if you're really attractive, you're probably married at 25, right?
Wait a minute. I'm so sorry. I hate to interrupt you, but did you say that all of them were really attractive?
Yeah, they're all really attractive. They all have white teeth.
They did have white teeth. You're right. I found that most of them looked attractive enough to be on TV and me not to turn it off, but ugly enough for it to make sense why they wanted to be set up in an arranged marriage before the age of 30.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I thought they were all so cool looking. I thought,
there was a couple people in there that I'm like, well, what's going on with this person? And then it turned out religion was happening.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that makes more sense. I don't understand. I mean, the full concept here of Married at First Sight. I asked Ashley, why are these people doing this? And Ashley hit me back with, they want to be on TV. And then I said, okay, I kind of understand that, but this is pretty extreme.
It's pretty extreme. They want to be on TV, but they are also outliers, I think, socially. And they think this is their one chance to meet up with someone.
I want to do it.
What?
I want to be on the show.
Wait a minute, Joe. I think you have a partner that you live with. Like,
he's fine with it. I think it's the most romantic thing. Everyone's gonna work out. Everyone's getting along and is gonna work out.
I don't think that that's gonna happen. Just
no,
because
I think so, because everyone is working out and been set up by experts.
So wait a minute,
Dr. Pepper Schwartz. You're gonna take her word for it?
You're 3 episodes in, and you think these are all home runs.
Yeah, it's actually going to be a season where everyone works out.
Wow.
So you weren't put off by these people, and they're like, you don't think that it is like off-putting that these people are into this idea? Because when I'm watching this, I'm turned off by the people, because I'm like, why would they sign up for this?
I thought that was completely logical, and I actually want to do it. I think it's really romantic. And how fast you get to get married?
Like immediately.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I think it's really fun and really cool. And in fact, if I ever do get married, I'm going to insist that we pretend it's at first sight. That's going to be the theme of
Well, I guess if Joe wants to do this, maybe we should put Joe through right now, like a couple of those Dr. Pepper Schwartz tests.
Yeah.
To see who she would be maybe perfectly matched.
Dr. Pepper Schwartz.
How do you feel about religion?
The villain in Addams Family, too.
Dr. Pepper.
Oh, you're talking about
Joan Cusack.
Yeah.
No. Addams Family 1.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who was the villain in there? Frankenstein? I forget those movies.
No. Fester was adopted by a woman, and Dr. Pepper Schwartz, and she brought Fester back to the Addams to get the family fortune.
Oh, right.
That's Dr. Pepper. That's Addams Family too.
Is it?
No. Family Values.
No, I think she's right. God damn it, I think she's right.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper Schwartz.
So, Joe, all right. So you're going to be married at first sight. We're going to see if we can match you up with some people here.
Yes.
So we got to put you through.
I do not want them to be a 5 foot tall Jewish person. That's me. Okay, so just so you know.
So as long that's your big no. Is it just nobody that's exactly like you?
Yeah, because I think if I have children with this person, they're going to get smaller. Can't find them.
Right. So I'm just saying this just because you didn't say it, but like under the height of 5 foot is also out.
They could be under 5 foot or over 5 foot.
Right, just not 5 foot.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's a big range.
Okay, so when they were asking these questions, what's your religion? How do you feel about skin color? Like, what do you think about sex? Are you into kinky stuff?
They never said, how do you feel about skin color?
Well, what did they say?
Ash. They were just like, so who do you see yourself dating? And then everybody was like, so like, you see me? I'd like it if me looked like her except girl. And then everybody was like, so you're a black person, you'd like to marry another black person? And they were like, yeah, definitely. And he was like, okay. But yeah, I don't think you could ever ask the question, how do you feel about skin color?
But it was like, do you want to date within whatever? Listen.
Yeah.
How did you feel about this line of questions? Did you think that any were left out that you felt like were really important? Because I did. I thought there were some questions that could have been asked.
Tell me about your go to Disney World.
Yeah, that would be a good freaking question. Thank you. Also, are you in debt? Where was that question? Where was that question? Do you talk to your family? Where was that question? Okay.
So for the people,
do you have any sort of medical
Ash,
issues?
You seem to be getting heated.
My sister-in-law said this to me. Okay. She said there's 3 rules for marrying somebody. Okay. And I'll only tell you one of them and be asked back on the podcast to reveal the other 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. One of them is that you have to have similar family values.
Like Adam's Family Values, or
like
like
Addams
both
Family.
on DVD?
Yeah, Dr. Pepper Schwartz.
Oh, good. Well,
And
I'm
then
in.
what's 2 and 3? Just go ahead and let us know now.
I'd have to be asked back. They escaped my mind.
It's not going to be a 2-parter. What are the? Come on. I mean, you can come back. You will definitely be back to talk about a show, but give us one more. I'm very curious.
Okay, that you have to be really into the way they look, because you're going to get into fights with them and you have to still find them attractive even when you're mad at them.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wow.
Wow, that's interesting. That one
is your sister-in-law Dr. Pepper Schwartz?
Yeah, she's Dr. Pepper Schwartz.
Okay, so that name, so it seems like the big takeaway from the show is that we're really fascinated with this one person's name.
Yes.
Well, I mean, there's lots of takeaways. So let's talk about a little bit about the couples that they coupled up. Okay.
Perfect matches.
Did you find that they had matched the perfect people? Let's go back to when they were like deciding who was on the table and who wasn't on the table. They had matched a few people up, and then there were 2 sets of possible couples that they were going to use. They eventually picked the couple of the very tall basketball player man who plays professional basketball, in Europe, and then the woman whose thing was I don't wear makeup. That was like
Amber.
her thing, Amber, right? So okay, so they chose them, but they were going to possibly choose a woman named Maitland.
Raven and Simone.
Raven.
No.
It wasn't Simone. It was Raven.
No.
And
Maitland. It was Maitland and Raven. Now
she owned her own business. She was really anal.
She was like type A and like had her own business, and she took out like her little like makeup thing and like put it like back and like tucked it in, put it away. That. And they were like, and maybe we'll match her up with Raven. And they cut to Raven, and he's like painting like an abstract picture on his like kitchen counter. He lives with like 11 guys, and then they go into his bedroom, and he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting a bed. And yeah, like, and they were like, what about that pile of clothes over there? They're like, that's my junk clothes. I'm gonna organize those one day. And they're like, do we think that these 2 might be a good match? And they had to like think about it for a commercial break. Yeah. I thought that was absolutely ridiculous, but that guy got canceled because they thought he was going to be like a serial killer or something. Like he seemed insane. They were like, what? Well, because they were like, no, he's really into arranged marriages. His grandfather was in an arranged marriage. And we're just like, they don't explain why, like if it's part of his culture or religion. He just looked like some weirdo, like white guy who lives in the woods, and his grandfather was arranged marriage, and he didn't have a bed, and he lived with 8 guys, and he was 30.
I just thought he was short.
I really did not. I don't see height on television, first of all.
That's all Ashley looks for.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I look at how people stand in door frames.
Well, honestly, it's kind of fucked up, because I did think that as a short person, the only possible avenue that you could disguise it would be television.
Well, just don't stand in a door frame or next to an IKEA dresser. Because I have good specs on those.
So, Joe, are you 5 foot?
They are too tall. They are too tall.
What do you have to say about this guy, Raven, and the little rant Nick went on? What were your impressions?
I didn't get that at all. And I thought that he was really cool. And I thought that he was going to be set up with Amber because they were friends.
That's what I thought too.
Oh, that was Amber's friend?
Yeah.
Oh, what a friend couple they must be.
I really thought they were going to be set up. And I kept waiting for Dr. Pepper Schwartz to be like, why haven't you guys ever dated? Like, what's your deal? What's your backstory? How would you feel if we set you up? Because they were like not only friends, but they were like best friends, right?
Yeah. And why is the show so long? Here's the problem with it. Okay, they say, and now they're about to get married. Then it's a commercial break, and then they're like, and now they're about to get married, and you got to watch the whole thing over again. You feel crazy.
Yeah, real reality pros like know to like they just want the goods, and they like Spark Notes it, and they fast forward to certain parts. I'm like a semi-reality pro where I know, like on Netflix, how long the replay is going to be from last episode. So I pride myself on the fact that I fast forward and then I press play right when the actual episode starts. And I'll tell you what, on a 1 hour episode, if it's like competition reality where you really have to recap what's going on, it's about 2 to 2.5 minutes into the episode where you're going to want to start. That's a little Nick tip.
But Nick has also been known to like a season and then just watch like every other app and go and like watch the end.
What?
I've never done that in my life.
I thought you were talking about that with Chris, about skipping through.
No, Chris skips through stuff. Chris Laker's a madman. He skips through. He's just like, he'd watch the show and be like, this is great. But he knows, and he doesn't care enough about reality like that we do. So like if he was watching this show, he would go and be like, okay, I watched the first episode. Let's see what's going on in episode 7. And then he realizes what you just said, because it's not just every commercial break. It's really like there's 3 episodes of filler. And then you're like, really, you can catch up with the storyline by watching the recap on episode 7. And then you're there and you've saved yourself a day worth of time.
Well, I want to know, I guess the problem, I think that another problem with this show is like, I don't know. I guess it just seems like there must be some trauma there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, big time.
And I just feel like they kind of rely on the labels. Okay, the labels kind of made me sad. And the labels seem to be just little trauma reminders where it's like ex-basketball player, never wears makeup.
Right.
And that's your catch line.
Oh, that's got to be heartbreaking when you put the show on.
Virgin forever. Also works with children. Those children are going to make fun of her.
Yeah. Hasn't dated for 10 years or whatever.
I mean, they made her say that so many times in the edit. They really put that on a DJ.
Okay, let's talk about each couple, okay?
DJ haven't dated in 10 years. Like DJ Khaled.
Air horns go off after it. Okay, so let's talk about each couple.
Air horns? I just thought it was funny to call you out on air horns after Joe did that DJ Khaled thing. Like what you did was over the line when clearly no one knew what Joe was talking about. So Joe,
God, I thought we were making fun of Ashley.
That was the thing. I thought it was funny because we were making fun of Ashley, but really I was thinking you were the crazy one. That's what I liked about it. All right. So Joe, we've talked a little bit about the couple that didn't make it, right? Raven and Maitland. But the couple that did make it was no makeup and tall basketball player, man. Did you feel like they were a perfect match?
I didn't like how much she was talking about kissing him. I didn't like it. It made me uncomfortable for her family, but I understand attraction.
Now, you're not talking about the first episode here.
Oh, shoot.
No. I think you are, because when they broke the news to her, she was like, I'm thinking about marrying him. Oh, I can't wait to see him and kiss him. Remember in the gym, she was like, got the news broke to her in the gymnasium.
Okay.
I
know what you're speaking about. That did make me feel a little uncomfortable as well.
During the wedding, she talks about how she wants to kiss him and kiss him and kiss him. She can't wait to kiss him more, which is, by the way, I wanted to tell you, I can't wait to kiss my boyfriend after this podcast.
That's disgusting. Okay.
Inappropriate.
So
okay. So
you had brought up height before.
Yeah.
And she's 5'2". This was a little storyline. She's 5'2".
She's 5'2"?
Yes, and
I thought she was like 5'4".
He's 6'9". So do you feel like if this was you, right? And you were the 5'2" person here, and you were like, please, nobody that's my height. And then they brought you a 6'9" human. How does that make you feel?
I think that'd be pretty cool. Sex would just be me rolling up in a little ball, rolling all over.
Yeah, well, you would be almost like a pinball, like just kind of bouncing around to different points of a 6'9" human.
And sucking, going up, going down. He just passed me around like a basketball.
That's true. Well, pass you around. There's only one other person in there, but you know, to each his own. I'll write that down. Wants to be passed around like a basketball. Okay, that's a good thing. We'll tell your future husband.
I can't wait to be married at first sight. Don't you think it'd be really good?
No, I don't think. No. I personally don't think it would be that good.
Not into it.
I'm not a married at first sight person. I'll gawk.
I think you got to be coming from a pretty, unbalanced place to sign up for this.
I'm gonna try out for season 10.
What about, okay, so let's talk about the virgin lady.
Yes.
Got hooked up with the guy who is like a youth
Gym teacher.
leader, gym teacher, basketball coach guy,
Mhm.
who I thought was very cool. I thought he was a cool guy who probably didn't deserve, made the least amount of sense why he was on the show. He looked to be about 30 years old, had a really nice job. He had his like own like place in Charlotte. He looked like he dressed well. The guy who set him up was like also like had a lot of jokes, like as if when they were interviewing him, it was like, yeah, I have sex with women. Like I don't have any trouble with that. Cause like when they set him up, he was like, gotta throw away that your Rolodex, my man. And he was like, oh, I gotta throw away my whole phone. And it's like, okay, you don't have any trouble finding a woman. So why are you here just trying to get married immediately? They never brought up religion, yet they set him up with a very religious person who was a virgin because of her religion and was 28 years old. So
27, I think.
So how did you feel about that couple?
I thought that maybe he was wanting to be religious.
Is that what it is?
I think he was turning a point in his life where he wanted to stop doing that, and he didn't know how to meet like his mom is so like beautiful and perfect and seems like upstanding, and it seemed like he was looking for someone. A lot of these people are looking for someone exactly like their opposite sex parent, which really upsets me quite a bit.
It's upsetting.
Is that what you're doing? Would you
No,
say no?
I would say that's not what I'm doing pretty much at all.
So you're not dating your dad?
I would say no.
Okay.
I would say no.
I'll write that down.
Yeah, write it down.
Yeah, he was he did have a religious bent for sure. And I thought this was the most attractive couple. You know, I thought that this couple aesthetically seemed like the most they made the most sense aesthetically.
I think they were probably.
I think everyone was so attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said that. I found that odd.
Okay.
What do you think about red hair, the weird one, and the guy? What was he?
He had a bald head and like he had ears like this.
Jamie and big teeth. All these people had such big teeth. How do they do it? Like Charlotte. Charlotte's making big teeth people.
So what's her name? Amy?
No.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
How come they all had to have the same wedding? That kind of bummed me out.
We didn't see that part. Listen, Joe, I have a question about her though. So, what do you think of a person when in an introduction they're like, "I think I'm hilarious. I crack myself up all the time." Do you think that person's a person who's actually funny? See, I find that to be a red flag. Anybody who proclaims something about themselves upon meeting, right?
Not only did that bother Nick, but he rewound it so that I could watch it again because he was like, you have to watch this part. She says she's hilarious.
I thought she was charming. I really do think she's doing great. And I understand what is the dynamic between her and her dad. That really did upset me quite a bit, especially because her dad is really weird about the sexual stuff.
So we didn't know. We haven't seen that yet. We will watch the show.
Her dad can't watch her kiss.
Well, why would he want to?
Yeah, that seems normal.
Okay. Okay.
Don't you think it might be weird if your dad was like, "Hey, if you're gonna kiss, you do it in front of me. I gotta watch that."
I have to go though.
Come on, kiss in front of daddy.
When she was introducing herself, she was like, "I'm a financial analyst," and then she goes, "For my dad's company."
She works for her dad. She loves her dad. She's her best friend's dad. I mean, she's her dad's best friend.
Is she her dad's best friend, or is her dad her best friend?
Her dad is her best friend. She doesn't even seem to engage with her mom.
Oh, was her mom there?
Yep.
And she didn't even really give her any time of day.
Mm-mm.
What did you think about her paintings? And why did everyone on the show paint?
There's a lot of artists in Charlotte.
You got to do something. There's nothing to do.
Yeah, for real. That town.
So there's a scene where she kisses the bald man in front of her dad, and her dad like winces or says, "Don't kiss in front of me."
Winces and hates it and says he hates the new husband.
Did they kiss with tongue in front of the dad?
Ew.
I mean, they dipped. First kiss was a dip kiss.
A dip kiss. Actually, I feel like this woman would really respond well to a dip kiss.
Yeah.
She does. She fucking loves him. They have the best time together. They're having a blast. No one will break up. This is the way to go. I think this should be the way to go. The government should do it.
That was my prediction for the couple that was gonna not make it.
You trust the government to set people up?
I want the government to read my emails and set me up with the perfect mate.
I do wish the NSA would, if they're going to read my emails, if they could just make a personality chart and tell me about my strengths and weaknesses and how I can best apply myself in this life. Okay. If they are taking all this information. Now, what about the religious couple? 10 years. the lady who hasn't dated in 10 years.
Oh, they're gonna be set. They're gonna be okay.
Right. She seems kind of rambunctious and fun, and he's got like a sneaky, really fit life and fit body.
Well, I love him. He was my favorite. And when we were watching, he did something where Nick, where you were like, "That's your guy." Do you remember what he did?
I don't remember.
He had big
no.
beanbag chairs. That was
Oh,
probably
that was he had 2 beanbag chairs. That's what drew me into this show. Where I was like, "Oh, we're going into their houses, and this guy's furniture is 2 separate beanbag chairs, and there's only one person who lives there." I think I'm gonna like this guy.
Also, he does a thing where he reads the Bible on a beanbag chair.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about categories.
Talk about it. Yeah. I liked him the most. I don't know why. I wish I could remember.
No, nobody knows why. But he was very athletic. He was running. He was fit.
Yeah. They're cute. She seems like she'd be fun. Like they would do things like plan like adventures at the national parks together. And
well, there was a moment where you saw her swinging a golf club somewhere, and I was like, oh, she does active stuff. They might be active.
Are they going to make it?
Yeah, everyone's gonna make it.
So even basketball player and no makeup are going to make it. Did they get along in real life?
Yes, they loved each other. They were so magically into each other. And let me tell you this, if you were followed around while you were doing activities, would you be doing golf? No. Here's what I would be doing. I'd be cleaning out my toes and walking around my apartment.
Why would you do that?
I don't have any other activities, okay? And that's just to say that I'd be set up with some trash.
Well, let's not forget that I was in a documentary and I was cut out of it, and I had to set up activities. And one of those activities was getting my aura read with you, Joe. Remember that? So that could be a fun activity you could do.
They cited that as the reason they cut Ashley out, by the way. Did she tell you that?
That's interesting. Sorry about that. Just for Laughs is an incredible festival, and I wanted to mention that right now, that it's a huge platform for people everywhere.
It
is. They made us talk about it at lunch.
Did you guys attend virtual JFL this year?
Yeah.
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 Listen, do you want to know what I ordered for lunch on a documentary?
Yes. Wait, hold on. You laughed through that. So Joe's about to tell us what she ordered for lunch on a documentary.
4 different mayonnaise-based salads.
It was like she got a tray of dips and they were all mayonnaise based, and it was like the height of summer, and the tray was dressed with like wilted iceberg, and it just looked lumpy, and it looked like a mistake.
So let me guess, the mayonnaise based salads, was that what they were?
Mm-hmm.
So was it like a potato salad?
There's a potato salad, tuna salad,
I was guessing. The fuck? All right, this podcast is over. Listen, if you're gonna come on Salad Talk, let me guess. It's literally what we do here.
Wait, can I please come back on Salad Talk?
No, you don't get it. I sent you a PDF, a 7-page PDF on how this goes. We talk about a random television show, and then you admit to us that your daddy likes to watch you kiss, and then we talk about your lumpy salads.
Guess your salads. You already got 2.
Well, it was obviously potato salad, tuna salad.
Yeah.
They didn't do a tuna salad and a chicken salad, did they? Seafood salad, macaroni salad.
I think it was macaroni, egg, tuna, and potato.
Okay, that's disgusting.
It was
all
nasty.
at once. Why did they do that to you? Was it a prank, Doc?
Joe ordered it with authority too. She's like, "I'll have the salads, the mayonnaise-based salads."
She's like, "Ma'am, that's 4 different dishes." She's like, "I want them all." She's like, "All right, that'll be $345."
Joe, I picked this show because I thought you were gonna hate it.
No, I love it. I think everyone's gonna work out. I want to be married at first sight.
We all do.
Are you gonna watch? You're gonna keep watching it?
Yeah, I already watched 3 episodes.
Great.
And you're gonna finish the season?
I might.
Do it. Finish that season. Go through with it.
I really am in shock here because Nick put me in charge of picking the show for you. And I was like, I'm really going to get her. I'm going to pick a show she's not going to like. And then you come back, you love it. You love it. Show's your favorite show. You're going to work on it. You're trying to get on it. You want to be married at first sight.
Yeah, actually, this was a great recommendation.
Wow. Well, congratulations, I guess. I'm glad we matched you guys. I mean, we kind of were like, Dr. Pepper Schwartz in matching her with the perfect show.
Yeah, actually, you're Dr. Pepper Schwartz.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what Nick just said. And I love that. I love that you also feel that way, Dr. Pepper Schwartz.
Yeah. Well, Jo, thank you for being on this show.
Yes.
Thank you for giving up your time. I mean, you went above and beyond. You watched more than we even asked.
Yeah.
Great. So do you want to, why don't you, what's your social media, Jo? No.
Oh,
So
You're not interested?
The only
I'm
thing
on Instagram, but I don't check it very often or post it.
Are you on AIM?
Yeah, I'm on AIM.
Okay.
she's about to get on Substack, so look out for that.
Yeah,
What's
maybe I'll get on
Substack?
Substack. It's where you send out a little essay, but I probably won't get on Substack. But you can follow me on Instagram. I just don't do much on it. It's Jo Firestone.
Jo Firestone. Now, what? I just got invited to a social media app. Are you on that app?
Jo knows that are you talking about Clubhouse?
I'm on Clubhouse. Jo, you on
told
Clubhouse?
No,
that we went on Clubhouse.
congratulations.
Thank you so much. I got an invite, and so I'm on there now, and it's very odd. It's very odd. Have you been? Are you over there yet?
No, do you like it?
No.
Oh.
It's weird. It's it seems to be like you basically eavesdrop on like like meetings. It's like you go in and they're like trying to figure out something. They're like, well, how are we gonna make sure that people get their Instagram numbers up? And then like one guy who has like a lot of Instagram followers, like, here's what I do. And then they just kind of people, I guess, writing stuff down. But it feels like 1994. Because you're just like listening to you're going into chat rooms, listening to people's voices, and the audio quality is pretty bad, and it's odd. But I've poked around on there a few times, and I haven't invited anybody yet. So Jo, you let me know if you want to get in on Clubhouse if I sold it to you. Yeah.
What? So do you see who leaves and comes to your chat room?
You can't. It's like leave quietly. So like you don't know that people are leaving. You don't hear like doors slamming like you used to like on AIM. But it's very strange. And I would say I did feel like an outsider a bit because most of the stuff just did not seem like it would be like stuff that I could just jump in and have a conversation about. And if I did, people would be like, who the hell is this fucking guy? Like, I don't really understand it yet. And there seems to be some celebrities there. Mostly the celebrities that I saw were in the hip hop world. Like 21 Savage was on there for like 3 days talking about, racial issues with just random people, and which is cool. But I just don't, I'm wondering if these people are paid to be on this
Listen,
site.
I hate to interrupt you, Nick, but I'd like to bring it back to the show. Okay, so
the show is over.
No, I have questions for Jo. I'm not done. Okay.
Oh my
I asked her about her
gosh.
social media, Ash.
Yeah, I plugged my socials.
The worst thing about the show, it sounds like, is Charlotte, North Carolina. You think that's the worst thing about the show?
And it's too long. It should be 16 minutes.
Okay, so each episode should be 60 minutes, and it should be in a different city.
Yeah.
And then the best
They just
thing,
came to Charlotte though. This
Yeah,
is
they
like
go
their
to
new
a different
thing. So
city every year, every
you can
season.
just find a new season and that'll
when they
work.
come to New York, I'm going to be first in line.
And then the best things about the show are what?
Chemistry, true love, the fact that Dr. Pepper Schwartz and the crew know what they're doing, and it's going to work out for everybody.
Jo, can I make a recommendation for a show that you might like? You won't watch it because you're not being forced to be on this show. But there's a show called Dating Around.
Jo,
on
you
Netflix.
gotta watch Dating Around season 1. There's an old guy who goes on a dates with a bunch of people, and you would love him.
It's like a very classily filmed blind date.
Yeah, it's
where
like-
one person goes on. Well, you're keep speaking over me. I'm like trying to explain. One person goes on a date with like 4 people, and they're 4 drastically different people, and you get to see it kind of cuts between each date, and it's filmed very nicely, and it's really romantic and really a sleeper as far as a fantastic. So it's kind of like this, but if you took away the kind of, I would say, cringiness or corniness of this show.
I don't think it's like this show. I think it's like
Was it trending?
It was popular a year ago.
If it was trending, then I watched it because Mike loves trending stuff. So, but I don't remember the old guy, so I gotta.
No, you gotta watch Dating Around season 1. Just skip to the episode with the old man. He's like 80 years old, and he goes on dates with all these women of his age, and it's really sweet.
Yeah.
And it's very nice. But Jo, thank you for being on the show. You can find her at Jo Firestone. No promises though. She may not put anything up ever again. And we're gonna say goodbye too. You can make sure that you're checking out our recaps every Thursday over on our regular feed for the challenge Double Agents. We do that every time there's an episode that has aired. Make sure you're checking into our patreon.com/reality blows, and we do 2 bonus podcasts a month. And so there's like 24 of those you can check out, plus a whole random recap of a retro challenge season. And anything you want from us, you can go to realityblowspodcast.com. Folks, thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.